Hello there, and welcome back to Skyrim. So I know last time, or last week, or whenever, at some point I mentioned that, stream ideas and, plans and whatnot for my usual Sunday stream slot. I'd be alternating between Skyrim and Fire Emblem and Engage. Well, I decided not to. I decided just let's do Skyrim today. I'll get a little bit into that as to why, doing a little bit of self-psychoanalysis. But yeah. Welcome back to Skyrim. We have... So, yes, where we left off. No, I'm not over encumbered, you dumbass. Although we are getting kind of close. We do have to watch our carry weight. So... If you recall where we left off, we finished up Mistwatch. We've got the bandits on our side. Because turns out the bandit leader, well, she's still a bandit leader, but she could be worse. Anyway, so today I have two things planned. I've got an Oblivion gate that we have to go and locate. That is presumably for well, not presumably, it literally is anniversary edition content. So we'll go do that just to clear out the quest log, and I don't know, maybe there'll be some interesting reward, although we're kind of at that point in the game where it could be the best reward in the entire world and I wouldn't give a fuck. And then we've got the ruins of Mizulft over here, because that's another thing that we're gonna do is try and clear out those ruins to find what was it we were trying to track down a sage from the Mages Guild in Cyrodiil who was finding some arcane map or something. Basically we're trying to track down the Staff of Magnus is the main point. Do I have a follower? Where's Janessa? I have no idea where Janessa is. Oh well. So yeah, let's just be on our way, I guess. It's okay, Loki. You can bear with a few broken limbs. Yeah, so I mean, Mizulft is technically closer, so I guess we could do that first. Oh, there's a bear. That's fine. I really cannot be bothered to fight every single individual thing that comes across us. Hey, Giant, would you like to help? Yeah, there we go. This Giant's gonna help me. Actually, I wonder who's gonna win. One giant versus two bears. And turns out the answer is one giant. Cool. Honestly, not surprising. And yeah, this is, oh shit. God damn, the wildlife here really has it out for me for some reason. Alright, Giant, would you like to take care of that Saber Cat? Alright, there we go. Wildlife, are you done trying to kill me? Because I was saying something. Yeah, this giant here is, I believe it's one, what are they called? Like, unmarked locations. Yeah, we've just got like a little giant here who's mourning, the loss of his mammoth. It's a little bit sad, but yeah, it is what it is. So, yes, seriously, I have no idea where Janessa is. She'll probably find her way to us eventually. So, yeah, let's see. I mean, Mizolka's closest. But here's the other thing. Because of my limited carry capacity at the moment, I really do need, oh my fucking god, more wildlife that's trying to kill me. Because of my limited carry weight, I don't want to go into a dwarven ruin at the moment. I am instead, I think I want to go to this place over here. Oh great, there's a troll as well. Yeah, I don't need to kill every single individual thing that comes to me. Like, I really am past that point. I don't get any experience for it. Maybe a little bit of block, but that's about it. Who are you? A Vigilance of Stendar, I presume. Well, hopefully you can deal with the trolls and bears that are chasing me. The road is kind of hard to see. I think we continue along this way and then it'll eventually branch upwards. So, why am I not playing Fire Emblem Engage right now? Well, it's just a little problem that I have with personal, like, just when I'm gaming and whatnot. Oh, by the way, this is 100% gonna distract me from what I was saying originally. But yeah, you may notice that my reactive PNG is actually working as it's supposed to. For once, I don't know what fixed it. Yesterday I did play a little bit of Stardew with... No, okay, that's definitely not the thing that I need to go to on the map. It's way further in this direction. Yeah, I was playing Stardew with Ian last night. Oh great, it's another bear. How amazing. I fucking love all these bears. They're awesome. Also, it's Janessa. I swear to god, Janessa, if you're stuck somewhere, like, god damn it. So, yeah, the thing is with, me and when it comes to playing games is I sort of have this threshold. Unless there's a game that I'm like completely addicted to at the moment, if it's a game that requires a lot of brain power or a lot of various other things, what I tend to do is I kind of have this threshold where the longer I go without playing the game... Okay, this is actually interesting. Someone that can cast magic. Alright, I'll fight you. Oh, it's a bandit. Bandit Chief. Alright, come here, you. And the Highwayman. Okay, yeah. So the Highwayman was the one casting the magic. I was wondering, because, like, there's no way the Chief is the one that's casting magic. They typically don't do that. And apparently we're not done yet, because there's at least one more. That's a Marauder. No, come the fuck back here, you pussy-ass motherfucker. Yeah, see, even Loki is chasing you down. Anyway, so yeah, like, unless there's a game that I'm, like, completely addicted to, the longer I go without playing a game, the more likely it is that I'm going to, like, I'm going to eventually kind of reach this threshold that I have where it's like there's so much that I can't even remember what I was doing the last time. Wow, double troll. Where I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just like, I can't remember the last thing I was doing, so I'm just not gonna like do anything. Which sadly I think I've kind of crossed that threshold with Engage. I do really want to go back to playing it because it was so fun, so good. Like, I love just this strategy, like strategic JRPG with you know, like animated cutscenes and like interesting story. I love all that stuff. It just, for whatever reason, yeah, just for whatever reason, I just kind of haven't been in the mood for it, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know a better way to put it, but that's basically it. Yeah, I just haven't really been in the mood for playing Engage, and I really hope that mood returns soon. Alright, so we need to go in there, but there's something else over here. Someone put this on my map marker. Something at Champion's Rest. I have no idea what it is, but something is here at Champion's Rest. So we're gonna head inside and find out. Because it's apparently not the Mythic Dawn. There's Janessa. I knew you weren't dead. I had faith in you. So yeah, that's just a little bit of an update on Fire Emblem Engage and why exactly I'm not playing that game at this very moment. But we can hope that I'll eventually return to it, because I really want to. Alright, so Vigilance Report. Cassipia... Go away. Go away. Cassipia Sagnus, Vigilant of Stendar, do hereby issue this report on my investigation into the reports of a dark presence within Champion's Rest. Champion's Rest is the site of an ancient battle arena where Nords would test their mettle in gladiatorial combat. Long believed to be lost to time, it was recently uncovered by mining prospectors near Shorestone after discovering a new deposit of silver. Upon discovery, the miners say they witnessed a ghost clad head to toe in armor. While this alone was cause for concern, what they said next was even more foreboding. The spirit wielded a massive blade which seemed to whisper to them in their minds. This hints the workings of a powerful Daedric artifact. The only relic that matches this description is Umbra, one believed to be lost or destroyed by some accounts. Once believed to be lost or, by some accounts, destroyed. Umbra is a sentient weapon who corrupts its bearer and compels them to kill, so that the blade may feast on the souls of those who slay it. It appears to have resurfaced here, though why, I cannot say. If the apparition that haunts this site truly is the resurgence of Umbra, then it has grown very powerful, and Shorestone is in grave danger. So, for those who don't know, Umbra is actually from a questline in Oblivion. It might be in other earlier games too, but I'm not as familiar with those ones. But it definitely is in Oblivion. There's an entire questline associated with it, wherein the sword, Umbra, basically corrupts its user and corrupts them so much so that they eventually become one with the sword and want nothing more than to just kill people. So that's kind of... yeah, so this Anniversary Edition content is just more sucking the cocks of Oblivion fans. Anyway, speaking of other Elder Scrolls games, though, okay, that's definitely the way I'm supposed to be going, which means I want to be going this way first. Alright, we've just got skeevers. Did Nessa seem... okay, no, she's not actually engaging with the ghost, interestingly enough. Although maybe that ghost won't be hostile, who knows? Alright, let's unlock this lock. Very easy to do. Are you fucking kidding me? It still triggered the trap? That's dumb. Oh well. So let's go and talk to this ghost, fight this ghost. Now the ghost just disappears. Cool. So yeah, speaking of other Elder Scrolls games, I've actually started playing Arena on my own time. I haven't streamed it or recorded it or anything, so whenever I do eventually get around to trying to stream that game, it is not going to be my first experience playing it. But yeah, so Arena is... it's a game that I've tried a few times, but I've never been able to, like, stick to playing it. Like, I've tried, like, I think I've made it out of the... like, one time I kind of gave up before I even made it out of the first dungeon. And then the other time I quit, like, right after I left the first dungeon. Basically, I have a bad track record of actually finishing, well, not finishing, but even just, like, making any sort of progress in that game. But this time around, I'm starting to get the hang of it. It's definitely not easy, especially not in the early game. The character I'm choosing to play as, by the way, is a battle mage. And so, yeah, if you don't know, Breton battle mage, by the way. So if you don't know, in Oblivion and a lot of the older Elder Scrolls games, they use like typical classic RPG classes. And some classes were able to use magic and some weren't. So Skyrim, you know how in Skyrim, basically anyone can use magic and anyone can like use any type of armor, heavy armor, light armor, whatever. That was not the case in Arena. So I know it was I want to say like maybe Morrowind is the first game where that was the exception. But definitely Arena, and I would not be surprised if Daggerfall did this too, had that limitation where basically anyone who is playing a certain class is kind of locked into only using things that one class could use. Alright, so what have we got here? We've got whales, snake, and something else. And it looks like... Ooh, that's a nice and hidden one, but I'm gonna say that's probably a snake. And now where's the lever that we're supposed to pull? Here it is. Awesome. Yeah, so... Tell you what, I'll take those just to sell. That's full, right? Yeah, I think so. So anyway, the thing with the different classes in Arena, so like a lot of classes can't use magic. Hello, Rose. Hello. Yes, boobies indeed. God, Janessa is not handling those traps very well. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch redeems, and have a good lurk. Hope the homework goes well for you. And hello, Skylar. So, yeah, basically, yeah, like, those older Elder Scrolls games were very restrictive. Like, if you choose from the beginning of the game that you are going to play as, say, a barbarian, then you can say goodbye to magic. Like, magic, an entire thing in the game, like a whole mechanic in and of itself, just gone. Can't use it. And, like, only certain characters can use, say, like, heavy armor. Only certain characters can use any armor. Only certain characters can use, like, basically, point being, yeah, whichever class you choose at the beginning of the game kind of dictates for the entire rest of the game. You've been playing Oblivion as a mage. Nice, nice. Yeah, like, whichever class you chose at the very beginning dictated for the rest of the entire game what class you would be playing. Well, like, what things and skills and abilities that you could use and what things you could equip. So, I decided to play as a battle mage in Arena. And so with battle mages, and I didn't know this, like, when I picked the class, I just found out later on, as I'm having to look up guides constantly as I play the game. Although I will say the more I play the game, the less I have to look up guides. So there is that. But, yeah, the thing with Arena is, like, so, first of all, ideally you kind of do want to be playing as a magic user, although I did hear that thieves are kind of OP, especially if you want to be making lots of money. But generally speaking,
you dare to trespass in these ruins, but you lack in wisdom and make up for in courage.
yeah, so, like, I'm playing as a battle mage, which is apparently a class that's, like, you're allowed to use magic, so barbarians can't use magic at all. And various other... Oh my god, we just went in a full circle, didn't we? No, we didn't. This is a different thing. Okay. So, snake, eagle, and looks like whale. Yeah. So, the thing with battle mages is they are allowed to use, they are allowed to use things like, armor and weapons and all sorts of other stuff. The weakness of battle mages is that they, any sort of healing magic or magic that, like, benefits you or other people, but usually you're just gonna use it on yourself, because you didn't really have followers in that game. Yeah, any of that kind of magic costs twice as much magic to use. However, offensive magic, like any magic that's used to damage foes, that costs half as much. But on top of all that, you're allowed to use, like, any kind of magical items. Well, not magical items. You're allowed to use, like, any kind of, like, weapons and swords. You're not allowed to use heavy armor, but light armor is perfectly But yeah, like, you're kind of locked into what you're allowed to use based on whatever class you choose at the very beginning. Yeah, so I think Morrowind might have been the first game in the Elder Scrolls series that didn't lock you based on whatever class you chose. I could be wrong about that. Maybe Daggerfall also did that, although I have a strong feeling that Daggerfall followed Arena's system. But yeah, apparently it's recommended that you do allow yourself to use magic, and I found out very quickly kind of why that is. Actually, it's something I plan to do at some point. I do plan to stream both of those games at some point, if I can get it to work on stream. I just don't think it should be my first playthrough on stream. I should probably do my first playthrough of both those games off stream, just so that I like know what the hell I'm doing, and I'm not constantly pausing the stream midway through to be like, oh, what the fuck is this mechanic? Oh, what should I do with this mechanic? Oh, what's going on here? Like, I kind of don't want to go blind into those games. I know it's like, with newer and more modern games, going in blind is kind of fun. With older games, going in blind is kind of a death sentence. If you don't know what you're doing in older Elder Scrolls games, you could very quickly start making decisions that are going to make the game much harder to play than it needs to be. So, yeah. But, no, magic is super useful
Treasures from this place.
because, unlike Skyrim, well, magic is a lot more versatile in pretty much, I would say, every Elder Scrolls game up until Skyrim. Skyrim kind of has the worst magic system of all Elder Scrolls games, and that is me, a person who loves Skyrim, saying that. Drain health. Interesting. Oh, I didn't know spells cared about armor at all. That is very interesting. But yeah, so basically, playing as any sort of like mage character or whatever is kind of a good decision to make, because it gives you access to magic. And magic in previous Elder Scrolls games was very versatile. So this game has, like, you know, you've got your healing, various illusion spells that do things, and you've got like your combat spells and your summon spells. In previous games, you've got things like levitate, you've got in an arena, you have like the ability to destroy walls which is pretty fucking great. And you also have, like, it's actually really useful to be able to destroy walls in Arena, because I actually came to an instance, in my last time I played it on Friday, where I kind of needed to destroy a wall to, like, complete a quest. Because... oh yeah, Mark and Recall is very useful, because Morrowind didn't have fast travel. Or like, the fast travel that it did had was based on, what are those called? The Silt Striders. Meanwhile, compare that to, say, like, Skyrim, or, well, not Skyrim, compare that to, like, Oblivion, or, Arena, or Daggerfall. All of those games, you can kind of fast travel from the very beginning. And you just have to, like, there's just a few exceptions of, like, things and places that you could go to that you wouldn't be, that you'd eventually have to find to where you can fast travel. So, like, an interesting thing with an interesting thing with Arena was that, so you have your cities, right? Your main cities. And then you can leave the city walls, but that just is infinite space. Outside the city walls is infinite space. It'll just keep generating more and more, like, little villages and little houses and inns and dungeons and whatnot for you to explore. But you cannot walk to the next town. You always have to fast travel to the next location. And so usually when you're, like, what I found when I did that was I left, so, like, I got a quest from the King of Wayrest, who wanted me to go to a location that he said was 6 days away. And... or no, I think he said it was 3 days away. He wanted me to go to a location that was 3 days away, and he gave me 6 days to complete the quest. However, when I tried to fast travel to that location, it would take 8 days. And the reason is, weather affects how long it takes for you to fast travel somewhere. So, like, yeah, in Arena, basically every quest has some sort of, time limit, with a few exceptions. Like, the main quest doesn't have a time limit, but other than that, pretty much every quest has a time limit. And here is Umbra. Oh, wow. I guess he completely resists that. Cool. My attack has no effect. Okay, so I need to apparently not fight this guy. Oh, no, that's not doing anything. I need to find some way to, like, disable something or other. Because, yeah, apparently I can't damage him. No, don't equip beast form. Oh my god. Umbra's soul image. Okay, well these ones I can at least damage. Is that gonna deal any damage to you, or... We will see, I guess. Okay, that does not seem to be dealing... What the fuck? Okay, that was probably just a mass paralysis, not just an insta-kill. Come on, get up! God, I am stuck. Ha, your attacks are doing nothing to me, you fuckhead. Ah, so yeah. Oh yeah, no, totally. Like, Skyrim is a very different experience from the other games. I get why fans of the other games are maybe not as big fans of Skyrim. But yeah, so like... I forget what I was saying. Oh, right. Yeah, so I had a quest that was, like, for the... Oh! Oh, I can actually now attack Umbra. Hello! Alright, I can deal with this. Okay, now my attacks have no effect. Yeah, so basically the quest was very incompletable. Like, I physically could not complete the quest because it required me to travel to a location that, due to the current weather conditions, would not allow me to arrive at the location in time for me to turn in the quest. So the King of Wayrest is gonna be permanently disappointed in me. That said, yeah, that said, it's still, like, I'm still kind of a fan of the way it works. Like, I know most games, I'm like, I really don't like time limits on them, but this is kind of an exception to that, where I'm actually perfectly fine with the time limits existing, because a lot of them, it doesn't really matter. Like, the smaller quests that you just pick up from, like, your local tavern or whatever, those ones are all, like, okay, just, like, go to this place and do it before tomorrow. And usually the quest is gonna be, like... In fact, I've not found a single instance where this wasn't the case. It'll just be like, hey, I want you to go to this other location that is also here in town. And sometimes they want you to come back to them, sometimes they just want you to go to the place, and then that'll be the end of the quest. It's very easy to do. The hardest part of those kinds of quests is just like, you have to ask around and be like, hey, where is this place? And, like, a lot of the times people won't actually know. Yeah, they won't actually know, but they'll like be able to point you in the right direction, and then once you get close enough to the location, they'll mark it on your map. I'm pretty sure all these locations inside towns and stuff are all all procedurally generated and whatnot. So like some towns are gonna have like 500 inns, and some towns are gonna have 3 inns. Like it's really, yeah, it's all kind of stuff. But yeah, yeah, I mean that's true. Like, I don't mind Skyrim not having a time limit. Like, the only real, like, I think when games and stuff have time limits and quests,
We're one of the same kind. If that is what you wish.
oh yeah, no, like in Arena, like in one town, in fact, a few towns, I've found like multiple
Let's go.
inns like right next to each other. It was kind of interesting. Like there's positives and benefits to there being like no sense of urgency versus there being a sense of urgency, like there being time limits versus there not being time limits. I will say, if you're going to make the things seem urgent, like say in Skyrim where you've got the end, like the dragons are returning and it's the end times, I feel like that should actually have a time limit. Like you need to actually go and defeat Alduin before, say, like an in-game year has passed or something like that. And same with like the Oblivion crisis in Oblivion and all this stuff. Like, these are very urgent things that the game makes you feel is incredibly urgent, but there's like, you can just take your time with them and it doesn't actually affect. But on the other hand, like, I'm also a person that doesn't like to be rushed. And especially for my first playthrough. Like, maybe for later playthroughs, I'll, like, know what I'm doing and I'll be like, okay, yeah, no, I can definitely finish this main quest within a year's time. The first playthrough, I am 100% gonna be panicking and being like, okay, am I leveling up fast enough? Am I gonna be able to deal with the final boss, like, with my current skill level? Like, how many quests do I have to worry about? How long is all this gonna take? And yeah, all that stuff just kind of makes the game less fun for me. So yeah, there's like good sides and bad sides to having time limits like that. Yeah, I mean, that's true, but the thing is, like, there's still a sense of urgency from the very get-go of the game. because the moment you, like, arrive in Helgen, Alduin attacks. Now, you won't know any of the details of it unless you, like, actually try and, like, unless you go and actually do stuff about it. But it is, like, a thing that happens at the very start of the game, is Alduin shows up, he attacks Helgen, and thus begins the main questline. So...
Yes, Sarah, if that is what you wish.
It's just kind of, like, how I feel about it is, like... Oh yeah, no, you can definitely have that staff. And that one.
Let's go.
Like, yeah, if... For my first playthrough of a game, I do not want to be rushed. And the way the time limits in Arena work are kind of like, I really don't mind them, because either they'll just be like some random job that you picked up at like an inn or whatever, and those jobs usually just have like a 24-hour time limit, like, hey, do this thing before tomorrow, and I am perfectly fine doing that. Like, no, I have no issue with that. And then, like, even the bigger quests, like the quest for kings and queens and whatnot, where they tell you to go to, like, some place that's far away and they give you a much longer time limit. I really don't mind that either. Like, all that is kind of fine by my standards. Because I'm just gonna do those things immediately anyway. It was kind of unfortunate that I wasn't able to complete the quest for the King of Wayrest, just because of the stupid, like, weather condition would not change, and so I just kind of guess I couldn't do that quest for you, King of Wayrest. I'm sorry, but there was literally nothing I could do. So yeah, there's like some of the time limits are annoying, but I don't mind them altogether. It just is also kind of like, okay, I feel like I'm going through the dungeon again. I'm lost. That's another thing that happens in Arena, is you very easily can get lost. Especially if you, like, leave the dungeon, like, if you leave the walls in any way. Yeah, if you leave the city walls in any way, you are fucked. Come on, game. I accidentally hugged on my controller. Alright, there we go. So what? What am I supposed to do? Okay, yeah, no, I just have to leave. I'm just being dumb. Yeah, so... Arena's a fun game. It's just very easy to get lost in it, at least by my standards. And when you're in a town, asking for directions is super easy. You know, just be like, hey, where's this place? And then they'll be like, oh, it's just go in this cardinal direction and you'll eventually come across it. Seriously, where the fuck am I supposed to go? I don't know how to leave this dungeon, help. Like this, how do I leave? Janessa, I'm stuck in this dungeon. Skyrim is doomed because I cannot escape. Like, the local map is telling me I have to go that direction. But when I get to, like, right around here-ish? Okay, a little bit further in. About here. Okay, so, like, right around here, I'm supposed to turn left. There it fucking is. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I'm just a dummy. Don't mind me. Just being dumb. Yeah. I'm talking in circles. It's just what I do. I talk in circles all the time. I blabber. So TLDR, in summary, quests having a time limit in games, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And I totally get that quests that feel urgent, like say the end of the world with Alduin returning, should probably have some sort of time limit to them. However, other quests, like, well, yeah, like, at the same time, it's the main central quest to the game, and on a first-time playthrough,
what was that?
I kind of want to go the game at my own pace. So like, I'm going to be very prone to getting lost, or getting distracted, and then I'll feel panicky because I'm like, well, I only have a certain amount of time to complete the quest in, otherwise I fail. And then, yeah, it shit sucks. So yeah, it's kind of like a 50-50. Like, I do think quests, I don't like quests having a false sense of urgency. But I also don't want them to have time limits, because that's just me when I play a game. Like, when I play a Bethesda game, my expectation is that I should just be allowed to just kind of fuck off and do my own thing and take the game at my own pace. That is just my full expectation when I play Skyrim, is that as soon as I enter the game, I can just approach it at my own pace and not have to worry about anything for the rest of the entire game.
Stone passages and delve into the very bones.
In that said, I totally get from a role-playing perspective why quests having a time limit is a good thing. It's just from a pure gameplay perspective, And as the consumer of the game, I don't want to be pressured, especially if I don't know the conditions that I have to meet in order for that pressure to be lifted. Like, I don't want to be told, hey, save the world, and you have, like, this much time to do it in, and if it's my first playthrough, I won't have a fucking clue how long I had to save the world. So, like, if, say, I were to play Skyrim, and the game says, hey, defeat Alduin before a year's time has passed, I then have to, like, kind of panic and be like, okay, so is the year time thing, like, is that a reasonable time limit, or is it actually going to take me a year focusing on the quest only, to, like, actually beat the game? If it's in subsequent playthroughs, I'll know that the time limit is very generous, like 1 year to defeat Alduin is probably very doable. Like, you might have to skip a few side quests, but for the most part, it's, like, really not that big a deal at all. But unfortunately, yeah, like, if the game had only just released and I was told, hey, you only have a full year of in-game time to complete the quest, I would kind of not be okay with that. So, in conclusion, I'm just gonna say that if a game is going to have an urgent quest, like some sort of thing, like, hey, if you don't finish this quest, then the world is gonna end, there should be some degree of time limit to that. Like, if the game is pressuring you story-wise, you should feel actual temporal pressure to complete said quest. Like, the main character in this game, like, should be really trying everything in their power to defeat Alduin before the year is over. In other games, however,
time to end this little game.
Let's say another Bethesda game example would be Fallout 4. That one does not have a, like, any sort of artificial, urgency. You can pretty much just take the game at your own pace, and you don't feel like you're doing the game bad by doing so. The only real urgency is your own character's, like, drive and motive. Which feels very artificial, because your character's drive is, oh, I have to find my son as soon as physically possible. And the player's drive might be like, oh, I want to like build all the settlements, and I want to like go and help the Brotherhood of Steel and do all this other stuff. So really, like, that's an issue of the player's sense of urgency not matching the character's sense of urgency. That said, it's really not like...
What was that?
Yeah, that said, it's like not the biggest issue. I'm kind of fine with that being the case. We just don't have a time limit because, you know, we don't know that there's anything to worry about. It's just, oh, where the fuck is my son? Alright, so let's do some healing, and I'm definitely gonna need some resist shock. So give me that.
Do your work.
And you've been defeated. Oh, but looks like we didn't defeat him in time because the Oblivion Gate is now open. Okay, there we go. Everyone has been defeated, but the Oblivion Gate is open. So, yeah, fun thing to think about. Like, yes, this quest line that we're doing right now is very much just like sucking the cocks of, like, people who feel nostalgic for Oblivion. And that's really what a lot of the content in this game is for. Or in the special edition is for, I mean. Anniversary edition. Yeah. Anniversary edition content is very much just sucking off the Oblivion players. That said, it does kind of bring up an interesting point, and this is briefly touched upon in like yeah, this is very briefly touched upon in the game Oblivion, but the Oblivion crisis is happening all over Tamriel. When you're playing Oblivion, you're just in Cyrodiil, so, like, you know, you don't get to see how it's affecting other places. But it is, like, Oblivion gates are opening all over Tamriel, and kind of everyone is fucked. Like, and that includes Skyrim. So Skyrim had Oblivion gates, like, all over the place. With the exception of Black Marsh, because in Black Marsh the Argonians actually kind of counter-invaded. They like launched their own full-scale invasion into the Oblivion Gates, and Mehrunes Dagon was like, oh, fuck that. No. And he just backed the fuck out. He backed the fuck out of there. So, yeah, like, that's just a little fun fact there for you, about the Oblivion Crisis. I don't actually know about the other continents, though. Like, Marin's Dagon was trying to invade Tamriel, but his goal is to take over all of Nirn, correct? Which would include at Mora, which is probably very easy to invade because, quite frankly, there'd be like no one living there. But also Akavir. I don't know if we have any literature on what exactly the Oblivion Crisis was like in Akavir, but I would assume that Mehrunes Dagon tried to invade there as well. Yes, it does include the Somerset Isle. The Oblivion Crisis was occurring in Somerset Isle, even though, yeah, like, I know it's a group of islands off the continent, like, it's a ways southwest of the continent, so I'm aware that, like, the Oblivion Crisis is, like, so I'm aware that, like, you could maybe discount the Somerset Isle as not actually being a part of Tamriel, but for all intents and purposes, I will say it is, because that's kind of the implication from the very start of the entire series. Like, from Arena, Somerset Isle is included in the main, the main storyline and all that. Anyway, let's read Vonus's journal. So, the voice of Mehrunes Dagon permeates my dreams. At first it was a whisper, but it has become a roar inside my skull. The seeds of strife and violence plague this land, the soil enriched by the blood of battle. Tamriel will soon be ripe again for the taking, for my vengeance is at hand, the voice is saying to me. I must heed his voice. What must I do, my lord? I have spent countless hours, countless days in prayer to Dagon, and have heard nothing. I finally took rest and had another dream. Dreams of fire, of smoke. Heat upon heat. I was descended into a cavern further and further down. The heat began to cook and blister my skin. But I kept moving, ever downwards. Fire and smoke, heat and rock, and then I saw it. The very mouth of Dagon, an Oblivion Gate. With a blinding flash, I then began to have visions of Akatosh, visions of dragons. What could be the meaning of this? I awoke covered in sweat and with a deep sense of purpose. I felt drawn eastward. I must heed the call. Dagon's voice has led me to a cavern, deep within the Velothian Mountains. His worshippers used to gather here. I feel their presence. I feel his power. An Oblivion Gate is buried here. I can feel it. It is my destiny to reach it. I will spend night and day with pickaxe in hand until it is freed from this prison of stone. For nearly 2 months, I have toiled, digging deeper and deeper, stopping only to rest, stone by stone, inching ever closer to my destiny, ever closer to the fires of Oblivion. Others have begun to heed Dagon's call and have found their way here to me, to our Lord. We are the high priests of the new order, the chosen few who are attuned to his will. As we traverse deeper, the remnants of an ancient mythic dawn temple are revealed like diamond from the rock. Priest Vitus was the first to discover the gate's stone. My ecstasy was short-lived, however, when I found, like every other gate, it had been destroyed. Still, I could feel its power like heat against my skin. Many other pieces like this are scattered throughout the lands of Skyrim, buried deep, lost to time. We shall find them, we shall open the jaws of Oblivion once again. Visions of dragons cloud my dreams once more. Images of Martin Septim and Akatosh that make my blood burn with anger and vengeance. Black wings unfurling against a red sky. I do not yet understand the meaning of these visions, but Dagon's hatred has become a burning coal in the pit in my stomach, driving me ever forward. Over the last several months, we have searched the deepest reaches of Skyrim and have retrieved enough remnants of the various shattered Oblivion gates to make one whole again. Its very presence inspires power, awe, and reverence. A pact must now be made. Dagon requires that each of us offer a personal sacrifice, a blood offering to prove our dedication. With each soul cast into the fires of Oblivion, his power grows. The liminal barrier is weak here, and the turmoil and conflict boiling in the lands only weakens it further. I must now summon a Dremor Lord to acquire Sigil Stone and find a way to open the gate. I have performed the rites as dictated in liminal bridges and successfully penetrated the barrier into the realm of Oblivion. But my attempt to use the gate as a vessel of transliminal attunement have failed. The portal to Oblivion is thin and temporary, as one might expect. I've smelled the sweet sulfur of the Deadlands, but only for fleeting moments of time. I've studied all that there is to know the Mysterium Xarxes. I have been to Dawnstar on countless occasions to observe its last remaining page. Yet the necessary piece has remained a mystery. As I pray to Dagon for guidance and confer with his Dremora, I understand now that a sigil stone is simply not powerful enough on its own. Something stronger may be required to open the gate. But what kind of artifact could hold such power? I have dispatched the most loyal of my disciples to all corners of Tamriel to search for any artifact or source of power worthy of becoming the key to Oblivion. I must remain patient and trust Dagon's will. I have received word from my scouts that a great Welkin stone may be hidden within Riel, an ancient Ayleid ruin. Could this be the source of power needed to open the gate? It very well may be. How delicious the irony. An object once used against Dagon becoming the very thing that unleashes his power back into the mortal realm. My scouts are working diligently to uncover any further information they can. And as I continue to pray to Dagon for guidance, his voice says to me, "Patience. All shall be revealed in time." Curse the vigil of Stendar. They have blocked the Pale Pass through the Gerald Mountains, making access to Riel an impossibility. We cannot risk exposing our plans. We must find another way. If we cannot make our way into Cyrodiil by road, we will do so by force directly through the mountains. We have done it once to get to the sacred place, and we shall do it again. I've dispatched a team to begin excavation immediately. Fevered visions haunt my dreams once more, and as the time draws near, I now understand what must be done. The Dragonborn prophecy foretells a chosen one will come forth, their blood and soul blessed by Akatosh himself, the Dovahkiin. The Time Wound will open, and Alduin the World Eater shall also return. Though both are fragments of Akatosh's soul, these two will wage war against one another. and as children of Akatosh, they will reap the vengeance of Mehrunes Dagon. But pain and suffering nor death will satisfy. Only the ultimate betrayal will suffice. To open the Oblivion Gate, a ritual of the highest order must be carefully designed. An artifact of untold power must be corrupted, a great sacrifice made, and above all, the Dragonborn must become the unwitting instrument of Dagon's will. I will become the sacrifice, the final step, and as the Dovahkiin takes my life with blade in one hand and great Welkinstone in the other, they will complete the ritual and become the very key to opening the gate. This ultimate betrayal will shatter the liminal barrier, opening the Oblivion Gate and giving Dagon a foothold into the mortal realm while he rebuilds his armies. It is a divine plan beyond anything I could have comprehended. The world will be bathed in the fires of oblivion, and the blood of mortals will be on the hands of Akatosh. None can be made aware of this plan. It is too fragile, too perfect. God, this is a long fucking journal. It has begun. Alduin has returned. Scorvild has been missing for several days. After witnessing his brother being sacrificed, his spirit broke and he deserted the order just as I planned. He will seek out the Dragonborn for help, and once his role has been fulfilled, he will be slaughtered. God, there's more? The Dragonborn, in their arrogance, will continue to be the embodiment of ambition, much to Dagon's pleasure. They will no doubt seek to obtain the Great Welkinstone. They will then return to me, and when they do, the final act of the ritual will begin. Priestess Inakane, has been taken captive by the Vigil of Stendar, but she too deserves a greater purpose. Her spirit will not break, but she will be leading the Vigil where they need to be to aid the Dragonborn. Where they will utterly fail, the Dovahkiin will succeed. Their success will be short-lived. The Sigil Stone has been destroyed, ensuring the gate will remain open. Moreover, two of Dagon's Dremora Valkynes, Gatinus and Methats, are waiting in the Deadlands to lead the assault. They are the heralds of the coming siege. And through their works we will unleash a scourge of torment upon our Lord's enemies. The dawn is breaking. Okay, there we go. God damn, that was a long fucking journal. And whoever wrote that should feel bad, because that journal did not need to be that long. Oh, my voice needs to break. Yeah, Somerset Isle might be hard to invade due to just like how many mages live there. I'm also a little bit curious what purpose did not what purpose, what exactly did the Psijic Order do during the Oblivion Crisis? Because, like, aren't they kind of supposed to, like, their whole thing is that they like don't they don't get themselves involved unless like they absolutely need to. Yeah, they don't get involved unless they need to. But I feel like the entire, you know, desecration of life as we know it on Tamriel kind of fits that bill. I'm just saying, it would make a lot of sense if, oh, hello. A fire horse? Yeah, well, why the hell not? Like, their whole thing is, like, we don't get involved unless it's absolutely important. Well, I feel like the entire destruction of the universe counts as important. Anyway, god fucking damn it, I am so over capacity. I need to make a stop to the nearest town as soon as possible, but for the time being, I guess I'm just going to throw on the charm necklace. Unfortunately, it means that we're gonna be losing some armor rating, but that's fine. Alright. So, we have ourselves an Oblivion gate. And we've got a lot of various things. A lot of towers. You know, I never actually finished Oblivion. I got like decently far in the game. I remember getting far enough to the point where like I successfully closed, or not closed, oh, come on. I want the horse. I want the horse to be mine. Fuck you. Well, that's you dead. I will take the Dater Heart because we know those are super useful, and Scourge. That's okay. Cool. Damn, I wanted the Dater course. Why did it have to be evil? So, let's see. Oh, there we go. We can summon a Dater course. Summon Dater course. There we go. And let me help myself to some of this stuff. We really need to make it to town. Is my, like, housekeeping stuff, like, you know, buying and selling shit and crafting potions and whatnot, is that, like, too time-consuming? Should I not be doing that? Like, on stream, just let me know what you think, because I'm kind of getting the feeling that it is a little bit too time consuming, and I should just do that off stream so that we can progress through the game a lot more smoothly and a lot more quickly. Like, at a much faster pace. That's just kind of like my vibe. Anyway, so there's another Grimoire that we have to kill. Surprisingly, there's like no one here. You'd think like we're in this entire realm of Oblivion. Oh wait, there we go. These plants that attack you are just kind of annoying. They're not actually a big problem. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of get the vibe that I'm spending a lot of time doing just stuff that no one really cares about. Just like thinking of different series, like if you were to watch like other YouTubers or streamers or whatever plays Skyrim, they typically like do all this stuff, like all this maintenance of just like selling shit off stream, and that's not what I've been doing. So yeah, basically my question is like, should I just keep doing it on stream, or should I set aside time outside of when I'm live to do this off stream? But yeah, like I was saying, this entire quest to like go into Oblivion, I feel like you think it's okay to do it on stream. Alright, I'll keep doing it on stream then in that case. Yeah, so here's the thing with like all these quests and whatnot is that or no, not these quests. Here's the thing with this Daedric quest, like I feel like there should be more Daedra here. That's just my personal feeling. There should definitely be more Daedra than what you see here. Like, sure, a few are spawning in here and there, but for the most part, it's like, yeah. Get your ass back here. No. There we go. Alright. Well, we got a lot of Daedra hearts. That's probably enough for us to craft an entire set of Daedric armor for ourselves, isn't it? Anyway.
Come on.
Ah, yeah, that's a good point. They probably don't have, like, all the different models. Yeah, that's a very good point. Alright, well... It seems as though the Vigil of Stendar have actually shown up, and they're actually helping. So that's cool. They're being a lot more useful in this quest than they were in... or will be, I guess, in the Dawnguard quest. Wait, no. Well, I guess we are attacking you guys then. I didn't mean to. You were kind of supposed to be helping us, but I guess I must have done a little bit of friendly fire, and that is you're not okay with. Okay, Vigil's orders. The Vigil is the last line of defense between the light and darkness. If the Defilers manage to open the gate, then we are bound by Stendar to not let a single abomination pass through it. Find the gate and secure it. Whatever it takes, we must hold the line. So, yeah, the Vigilance of Stendar, for those who forget, because it's actually kind of very easy to forget this, the entire purpose of the Vigil of Stendar is they were an order that was founded at, like, immediately after the Oblivion crisis. That are, like, warriors that are supposed to basically stop another Oblivion crisis from happening. So... it does unfortunately mean, like, stopping all Daedra worship, which kind of sucks. But it also kind of makes sense. And yeah, so these Vigil... So I don't know if they're supposed to be aggroed onto me, or if it's just an unfortunate coincidence that, like, I may have accidentally friendly fired one of them and all of them turned on me. Who knows? But there is one last enemy. Right here. Alright, is that everyone dealt with? Everyone dead? Hopefully we're done. Okay, apparently we're not done. And yeah, it looks like we're not supposed to be aggroing the Vigil. It was really just friendly fire in that last room that got them to turn on us.
Must have run off. Oh, such colors! The suffering the Daedra cause will not go on.
So, let's just keep going.
None escape the Vigil. All come into the light.
Chamber and tunnel.
Oh yeah, going back to talking about Arena, so one great thing about Skyrim is the saves are so much better. Like,
Walk always in the light.
like like, even doing something as simple as just changing which zone you're in, like going through a loading screen, that will give you an autosave, and you can keep playing from there. So even if you forget to manually save every once in a while, which does happen, like even veteran players of the game like myself do occasionally forget to manually drop saves. The
suffering the danger caused will not go unpunished.
yeah, in Arena, autosaves just do not exist. You are 100% in charge of all the saves, and it's highly recommended that you use more than one save file in a single playthrough. So you don't have to like use every single save file slot that the game gives you, but it is at least recommended that you use like a significant number of them, because yeah. Alright, here we are back at Riften. Let's wait until morning. Also, so Skyrim, morning...
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
Morning is
Vampire
basically
hunters or
like,
something.
8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Consider joining up myself.
In Arena, it's 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And if you are out after dark, there will be monsters everywhere to try and kill you.
Do you have any? Ah, so you're an alchemist then?
So that's just the general recommendation, is if you so like the recommendation pretty much, if you want to try and play Arena, use every save file to your advantage. And also make sure that you drop like constant saves, like and use multiple different save files when you do so. Alright, let's see. God, you really can't afford much, can you? I guess you can take these. I am gonna have to hit up the whatchamacallit place, the enchanter, just to see if I can disenchant any of this stuff, although I'm pretty sure I already have all these enchantments. Yeah, that's one you can have, so there you go.
Take a look at my supplies if you must, but do hurry. I'm not getting any younger, you know.
Also, I guess I'm over encumbered because those
We're one of the
weapons
same, if that is what you wish.
that used to be quest weapons are now no longer quest items because I've completed the quest. So Scourge and Torment, there you go. Oh right, there's also the chest in there. I kind of want to check the chest.
Busy, but if you need any potions or ingredients, let me know.
There's nothing there. Also,
Make it quick.
I am here doing buying and selling. I could, if I wanted to, just slip on, like, my gear to make sure I get the best deal possible. but I kind of don't care. Anyway, I'm just looking to see. He does not. Okay.
Yes, goodbye.
Yeah, I need to remember to check any alchemist from here on out if they have like good smithing or enchanting potions, because we're like probably just a few more instances of me going.
Wisdom to you, friend.
Wait, first I want to check the arcane enchanter, then I'll go and do some selling. Yeah, we're kind of at that point where I want to
I know you. Where was it?
do things. I don't know, my train of thought is all over the place right now. Ooh, poison resistance, that's one I don't know. Oh, hang on. We're getting there. This may be... We may be getting to that point. Let's see, yeah, it's carry weight. Just watch, we might be about to push ourselves over. Yeah, do the necklace as well. Okay, that's not quite enough yet, but we are very close. And we can probably just use a few of these soul gems because we don't need all of them. And this might be the one that pushes us up to 100. Yes, enchanting level 100. All right. Well, you know what that means?
Do we have an appointment? Take a look.
That means we are ready to craft our end game gear. That's right. End game gear time, baby. We have no more need for what we're currently wearing, because we can give ourselves that final upgrade. I just still have to head around to a few different shops just to make sure I know exactly yeah, just to make sure that I can like
Okay.
get the potions that I need. Because okay, hang on. So first things first, let's use our perk. Alright, so now we have extra effect. Now, I just want to see what's the best enchanting potion I have, and also the best smithing potion. So bear with me while I pop over to Google, because that's where I'm gonna check on this stuff real quick. It would be let's see, fortify smithing. I think filter might be the highest here, but I could be wrong. So yeah, those are the different things that can... No, elixir is the best possible thing. Okay, so where can I get a blacksmithing elixir? I don't know if there's a guaranteed place where it spawns in. But I probably just need to check. Yeah, the wiki's not being helpful. It just says you find it in random loot. Alright, so then the other thing that we're gonna want is enchanting. So fortify enchanting. That is going to be... Okay, this wiki page is a lot less useful. Okay. What if I just go Enchanter's Elixir? Yeah, so that also is just a random drop. Okay. So here's the thing. We're going to need... In order to craft our endgame gear, we're going to need an enchanter's elixir and a blacksmith elixir. Only one blacksmith elixir is needed. However, we are also going to need 2 enchanter's elixirs, and I will tell you why. We're gonna need to craft ourselves a set of gear and enchant those with improved smithing. Because if we wear a full set of gear that has fortified smithing on it, and then we have an enchanter's elixir, when we drink it, that is going to give us the edge that we need to basically have the best possible armor that we can craft without using exploits. So, yeah, first things first, just every shop we stop by, just check to see if they happen to have what I need. If they don't, I can just sell them stuff because I've got a lot of stuff that needs selling. So they probably won't be able to afford much of it. See, this is why I'm not even bothering to wear the mask, because, like, I could wear the Mask of Clavicus Vial and get a better deal on all this stuff, but they can't even afford to buy just what I have, you know? Like, here. Take that. And then I'll just give you, like, one of those.
I really appreciate what you've done for me.
You gonna see for yourself.
Prepare what? Prepare what, Rose? You have me a concern. Why am I not safe? Let's see. Ah, it's a raid. I see. Hello, Mothbug. Thank you for the raid. You've come from my knees. Well, luckily for me, you cannot see my knees. They are currently hidden. Wahahaha. Thank you for the recommendation, Rose. And yeah, thank you for the raid. I will give you a shout out in just a moment here.
Come back when you're ready.
Also, thanks for the follow. Alright, so let me just head over here. You're playing Roblox. Nice.
Spend more gold. Goodness knows I can.
Alright.
Just what you see here.
So yeah, hello. I am Haru Hayes. Got an 8-hour stream. That I don't have the energy for that kind of thing these days. I used to, but God. Yeah, I'm Haru. I stream once a week minimum. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, but you know, sometimes you just don't have the energy to stream all that much in that many days, so this is what I can manage. But thank you for stopping by. I'm glad it was a lot of fun, and I hope you can get a lot of good rest. Yeah. Like my streaming record is 24 hours. I did a 24-hour stream. Unfortunately, it was not perfectly continuous because the stream did crash a few times near the beginning. Thank you for the hydrate, Rose, by the way. But yeah, it was a 24-hour stream of me trying to beat what's it called? I was trying to beat Jedi Fallen Order in a single playthrough, or in a single sig, I mean.
You've been a good friend to me. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage.
And God, that took a long time to do. Anyway, Balamond, I can sell you some stuff. Yeah, don't mind me, we're just kind of doing a little bit of housekeeping. I am full up on loot, so I need to sell, like, dump some shit. Yeah, sure, you can take that, I guess.
Return anytime. You're quite welcome here.
Now, luckily for me, there's all sorts of merchants around here.
Take a look around.
Oh, is the music too high? That's entirely possible. Or it could be that my mic isn't good enough. Here, let me go into settings and just kind of, I mean, the music is already pretty far down, but I can turn it down a little bit more. Hopefully that's not too overpowering, but you can still hear it.
Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Alright, what potions do you have? Do you have... So, what we're currently doing is we're looking for elixirs of blacksmithing and enchanting. Because we are ready for crafting our final endgame gear. The problem is I do not have the necessary potions to craft said gear. So... Yeah, we're probably gonna have to hop around to a couple different cities until one eventually spawns in. Down to the Thieves Guild, that's the next place we go. And then I think that's all the merchants in Riften. Hello, Vipir. Are you not sure how to get into the Thieves Guild using our secret entrance? I don't know if there's this limit on when the elixir potions spawn into the game. That is a possibility, I guess. But, yeah, who knows? Hang on, it is so dark in the Ragged Flagon.
All eyes are on you.
Not you. I need Tanelia. Where's Tanelia?
You can offer, but I may not.
There she
if
is.
You're looking for extra. Why don't you take a look at some of my merchandise and we'll see what kind of deal we can make.
Okay, you don't have any good potions, so time to just sell you stuff. You can have this. And yeah, you can have that.
Until next time.
Alright. So I think that's all of Riften dealt with. So next place, let's head to, well, there is Winterhold. Let's go to Riverwood next, because there's Riverwood Trader there. And there's also the blacksmith, if we can find him. Because I know he doesn't like to spawn all the time. Okay, so what time is it? 11. So... Wait, 9 hours? Alright, so now Riverwood Trader should be open. There's no alchemist here. There's also Alvor.
Finest weapons and armor.
You're not gonna be able to afford much, my dude, but I'll sell you anything that I can. Like, yeah, there you go, you can have that, and I don't know, I might have like a silver ring lying around. Yeah, you can have 2 silver rings. Then let's head over to the trader. Hopefully these guys have an elixir.
It means so much to us.
Where's
to
your
have the claw
husband?
back where it belongs. Thank you.
There he is.
Thank you. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
No elixirs here, unfortunately. In which case, let's just get back to regular selling. You know what? You can have that.
All right.
And now let's head up to Whiterun. These elixirs are going to be hard to find. We may not be able to craft our in-game armor
Blades,
this
helmets,
stream.
Pretty much anything to suit your needs.
But it's worth a shot. Actually, yeah, I do want to check to see if you have. If I can sell you weapons, but I cannot. There'll be a 300 gold loss. Is it worth it? I don't know. I'm gonna sell you these instead. That.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
Okay, Drunken Huntsman.
Let me know if you see anything you like. Ah, hello. An archer, huh? I've got just what you need.
Alright, well, let me sell you. What could you afford? There you go. And then. There you go.
Thank you very much for your business. Hello, friend. In the market for some hunting supplies?
Alright, now over to the market. You're the first one we want to check. Arcadia's Cauldron. Come on.
Just about everybody in here.
Elixir, 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 elixir.
So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Damn, it's just a draft. And nothing for enchanting, unfortunately. Damn. Okay, so. Well, that sucks. Alright. I will sell you some shit. And I'll be out of your hair. You can have that.
Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
Now let me go over to Bellathor's General Goods.
Take a look.
You don't have anything worth buying. Let me sell you some stuff. Let's see, you can have that. And then you know what? I think I'm carrying like a shit ton of gems.
Do come back.
That's probably contributing a lot to my carry capacity. So yeah, none of you were useful. I guess I could sell some stuff to you, but you wouldn't be able to afford it. Yeah, I mean, I'll sell you a gem. How does that sound? Would you like an amethyst? There you go.
Don't look too far ahead.
Ripe fruit. Some
And
might call this
same
junk.
for you.
I call them treasures.
Remember, fresh fruit and vegetables every day.
And as for you,
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
God, you can't even afford the amethyst. Let's see. Garnets are what I want. There we go. There's a garnet.
You take care of yourself
I guess the blacksmith next, just for more selling.
We Greymanes got just as much to be proud. Gods be praised.
Alright, let's sell you some stuff. I've got so much shit to sell. God damn. No, still hold on to that for now. You can have that though. And then You know what? No, I'm gonna hang on to that just for the time being. I'm fairly certain I can enchant better than a 15%, but I just want to make sure.
Each of us, the future of Skyrim, the future of
Alright. Now, let's head up to Dragon's Reach. There's no way Farengar is gonna have any of the elixirs I'm looking for. Farengar. Here you are.
Divine, take a look.
Alright. What could you possibly buy off of me? You could have that. Oh dear. My computer just pooped itself. So, unfortunately, OBS is frozen on my end. Hopefully it's not frozen for any of you. Please let me know if it is.
Remember, your mind is the best.
Not that there's anything interesting going on screen right now. Alright. So that is, I believe, all the merchants in Whiterun. So next stop is Dawnstar. Alright, it's 8 PM, so let's wait 12 hours. We've also got a quest that we can turn in while we're here, so we might as well do that, I guess.
Seems like no.
But let's do some selling to
helmets,
you.
Pretty much anything to suit your needs.
You could afford that. And then that. Also, don't mind me, I feel like I'm currently dying right now. I have a sudden tummy ache, and I do not know what's causing it. Also, there's apparently a dragon. Amazing. Alright, time to get out, Dragon Rend. Yeah, the thing about Dawnstar is, I know for a fact that the dragons don't have a lot of great landing places. So yeah, here you are, buddy. Let's take you out. None of that breathing. Let me close wounds. Get back down here. I'll close up some more wounds. Let's also dual cast Ebony Flesh. Because why not? Damn, Alteration is almost maxed out. And that is an ancient dragon dealt with. I will help myself to your shit. Janessa, could you please carry this for me? After you deal with that frost troll.
We're one of the same kind, you and I. If that is what you wish.
Alright, carry these dragon bones. They are heavy.
Let's go.
I don't know why I'm collecting dragon bones. Because I'm definitely not going to craft any of the armor for it, because the armor is not as good as Daedric armor. And any quests that involve people asking for dragon bones and scales and whatnot are like very limited. Anyway, let's head over to you, the alchemist. Hopefully you have these elixirs for me.
No. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Hopefully if you have an elixir. You've got several elixirs, but none of them that I care for. Yep, you don't have any elixirs that I need. Let me just sell you some stuff and then I'll be out of your hair. So what can you afford? I'll lose 50 gold, that's
Let me
fine.
know if you come down to the rattles.
Alright, and while we're here in Dawnstar, might as well turn in these pieces to this guy. Alright,
What is it?
Silas.
Do you have one of the razor fragments?
Here's the pommel stone.
Our master craftsmen are nothing compared to the perfection of the Daedra. Look how it shines.
Don't get too far.
Here's your gold, as promised. We just need the shards of the blade and the hilt now.
And here's the shards.
Look at them. The legendary sharpness of a Daedric weapon. Marvelous. And here's your payment for the shards. There's only the hilt left to collect. Exciting, isn't it?
Alright.
Attending the museum if you need.
So, yeah, Dawnstar didn't really have what I needed, so let's head on over to Morthal. Actually, well, yeah, might as well do Morthal. That's a little bit closer, and apparently, right, yeah, there's that guy that we have to deal with there. So, I guess we might as well do the quest while we're here in town. But more importantly, there's an alchemist. And hopefully the alchemist will have what I need.
A fine day. So, you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Let's see. Potions. Do you have... That's a conjurer's elixir. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Yep. Still none of the elixirs that I want. Let's find something you can buy. I kind of want to sell you enchanted stuff. Yeah, you can have that, and then I'm also gonna give you... Sure, take the circlet. Circlets are heavier than other jewelry, so we'll sell that. Now, let's go and talk to this guy over here. He will... Wait, have I already...
You've been a good friend to me.
I have. I have already beat up Benor. So let's go and talk to you, because you're the guy that holds onto the hilt.
The mill is my Don't know what you're talking about, stranger.
Really? Silas says otherwise. Also, we're dropping frames like shit.
I've heard of him. My father had suspicions about his connection to the mythic Dawn. Guess they were true. I don't need this. My family wasted 8 generations keeping that razor safe from a dead cult. As far as I care, it can stay locked in my house.
You won't miss it then?
You want the hilt that bad? Fine. Here's the keys. It's locked in a chest inside my house.
Alright, cool.
See ya.
I will help myself to that. And now let's see. Yeah, so that's the entire shop in Morthal checked out. So next on my to-do list is gonna be Falkreath. Gotta wait till morning. That's gonna be 4 hours. Alright. Seriously, someone's gotta have these elixirs.
Let me know if you see anything you like. Well met. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
You don't have any elixirs, so that's cool. Let me just sell you. And what can you take off me? Alright, that seems to be all my enchanted stuff, so now I'm just gonna start selling unenchanted stuff.
Steal anything from my shop.
Because I really can't be bothered to enchant stuff anymore after that point. Now let's check out the blacksmith.
Steel's good.
You're not gonna have any elixirs, but you are gonna have money, and that's what I care about. You know what? You can take the expert robes. I'm gonna miss a few hundred gold, but that's... I won't lose sleep over it. Do you have elixirs?
Someone, take a look.
You do not. Damn. Well, let's see. I'll just sell you what I've got over here. Yeah, 5 silver amethyst rings.
Until next time.
And my smithing increased. My speech increased, not smithing. Let's... So there's still a few more places to check, and by a few more, I think Solitude is the last place on the list. Other than Winterhold, and I don't think we're quite ready to head to Winterhold yet. So let's wait. 8 hours. Actually, we'll have to wait 1 more hour because it's actually 7 o'clock. Alright, there we go.
Take a look.
So let's see what I can sell you. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Take that. And that. And 2 of these.
Finally.
Alright. Potions shop. Please, Angeline, have the elixirs that I'm looking for.
Ah, take a look.
No luck. Unfortunately. In that case, I'll just sell you some stuff and be on my way. And you can have probably a garnet. You can not really afford it, but there you go.
Don't forget me next time you need her.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard.
Well, that's a bust on all the places that really sell potions that we care about.
I thought adventurers were supposed to look tough.
Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
And nothing here. So, let me sell you... these things. And then... probably 2 garnets. There we go.
Pieces anytime.
And there's the blacksmith.
Seems there's no end. The finest weapons and armor.
So let me see what I can sell you. Oh, are we like done with stuff? What's our carry weight at? Still 419.
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
I guess I'm just gonna sell you like all the amethysts I can.
Keep safe. And always wear your armor.
Alright. And then I think the last stop is gonna be the court wizard. And unfortunately, oh?
Really? How did we afford that? Besides, I like the gown I already have.
Madame Andari insisted. She made it free of charge, in honor of your lenience about last month's rent discrepancies.
That was suspiciously nice of her.
I thought she hated everyone.
She does, my lady. But apparently she hates you just a little less than the others.
Okay. Well, so yeah. Let's head inside the Blue Palace. Somehow do some inventory management at some point. But I think after we're done selling to you,
spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
I'm probably gonna call it. Good enough. Yeah, alright. I'm going to call it there. Because I'm a little bit worn out. And hopefully next time I will have... I really don't know what to do. I'll do a little bit more research in seeing if there's a more refined way of trying to find these elixirs, because I really, really want them. But there's no good way to get them, at least for the time being, other than just go to every individual shop and hope they spawn in. So, yeah, I think that's enough for now. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you all so much for watching. Here are my links right here in chat. Yeah, so you can follow me in all the different places. Subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm getting very close to 100 subscribers there, and that is also where I upload all my VODs. Subscribe to me if you want to support me. You can see I have a subscriber goal. I'm hoping to reach 10 subs at some point. Right now we're only at 1. So if you want to do that, there's that, and that will give you access to a bunch of emotes. Other than that, we also have stream elements where you can leave a tip. Both are fine ways to support me. And yeah, I don't know the next time they'll stream. Probably at bare minimum it'll be a week from today. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Here in chat is our raid message, which you can type, copy and paste, or type it in yourself when we get there. And if you're subscribed to me, you can have access to that heart emote along with several others. But there's no pressure to do so if you can't afford. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.